So Dokkan's 2022 worldwide celebration is about to end, and throughout this whole campaign, we've gotten so many new free-to-play card updates that we need to do a free-to-play tier list now, since it's been a few months since my last free-to-play tier list video. So if you guys do enjoy today's video, remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel with the notification bell on. I'd appreciate if we can hit over 1,000 likes on today's video, and also closer to the 100,000 subscriber milestone. I'd really appreciate it. So let's jump into the tier list right here. This was my previous tier list from months ago. I think it's still pretty relevant to this day. I'd say the only change I have to make that is currently here is probably move the Metal Cooler LR to the Z tier. The EZA obviously made them jump up to the S tier, but then of course the Dokkan Fest and Carnival Coolers made this into a Z tier. Having that 200% leader is amazing. Having supporting units that actually link well with him, that are actually meta, makes him that Z tier. And of course, being a support for that is pretty crucial, I would say. So for future reference, I will probably keep Z tier to my top 10 units. Right now, I'm only going to keep it at 8 because I'm very undecisive of what should go into the Z tier right now. But I know for a fact that these all are pretty Z tier-ish units. If I was going to make a judgment, Roshi's probably the first one to drop out, just because his usability, even though he has the revival skill, just these numbers aren't like the greatest. That's just my opinion. But for now, he's still in the top 10 in my opinion. Anyway, other than that, there's not much else to update since none of these units really got a jump in boost or anything like that. So let's move on to the units that I haven't ranked yet. Vegeta Blue, I've obviously ranked before, but I moved him down here. I think he's the best free-to-play unit in the game, regardless of like the Metal Coolers and the Movie Bosses update. You know, just he's in one of the best teams, being under the Vegeta and Trunks leader skill, and he just gains so much defense after supers that is just awesome. I was scared for him when he first came out and his info, and then they updated it, made it so good. So thank God for that. He's definitely the best free-to-play unit in the whole entire game. So that makes it 9, I guess. That's pretty easy. Moving on, we have Ella Wu, who also got an EZA on JP not too long ago with the Dokkan Fest Pan release, I believe. And I don't think he has been... I mean, he's good because obviously he's an LR, like an EZA, so his stats are great. He's a little bit awkward, but I still think he's an S tier unit. It's not really hard to be an S tier unit for free-to-play. You just gotta have like decent numbers, a decent passive. He's like got that support with him, even though he's a little bit awkward where you can't like activate his full passive. The heal back's nice, and the only thing that's really dropping him down is that link set and stuff like that. So I'll keep him up here in the S tier. Moving on, we have the Sorbet and Frieza EZA. I think he's not an S tier unit, just because his numbers don't... it's been a while since I've used them, if I'm going to be completely honest, but that Sorbet still really cucks him for sure. I think he's still an A tier unit, because his place in SBR is just very good. So the fact that he can be very useful in ESBR and SBR because of that guaranteed stun. You know, his turn restrictions fine because of SBR. Doesn't last that long, so he should be pretty decent. The only thing is he lacks, you know, the value in Red Zone and all the harder long content. He doesn't deserve the S tier, but I can give him an A for sure. So let's move on to STR Goku Black, who got an awakening from the World Tournament. The problem with this guy, and when I'm ranking him, is that he's better on a pay-to-play team than a free-to-play team, because there's just no real good Goku Black or Zamasu units that I can link up with him. So for that reason, I'm only going to give him a high B. This is just from personal experience. I feel like if I did have Rose and Zamasu or the Ella merged Zamasu, then he could definitely be an A because he's a great linking partner, but for a free-to-play only tier list, he just doesn't really do anything for me. So, yeah, that's just the issue that I have with him. Mecha Frieza is probably the best TUR in the game. If I'm looking at all of these, like, numbers-wise, he probably peaks over everyone, to the point where I could give him the Z tier. The only issue is he's so limited to one team that I have to only put him in S. I feel like the rest of the units here can be in multiple teams and be completely fine. While this guy right here only pretty much fits in the Metal Cooler team because he needs that for the extra boosts and, you know, the extra numbers and stuff like that. And of course, you need him to have that Super Strike Link to actually perform good damage. So King Cold has to be right next to him. So that's a little bit of an issue. I'm going to say he's the perfect, but I feel like he is the #1 TUR at peak. Okay, at peak. Unless you get like a full nuke with Bardock, I guess. That would be the only case. But yeah, I think in these S tier units, he's definitely better than a lot of these guys. So, for sure. King Cold, a little bit less valuable, but because he's a Wicked Bloodline support, he's probably low S. The raised defense, great support, Super Battle Road. He has that nice lowering attack thing going on. He's just, you know, numbers wise, not the greatest, but if you get him double additional super, then, or not, if you get a double super with him, he should be defensively good. I just don't think he's as good as Mecha Frieza, but the support is really, really nice. Next up, we have the GT Goku. The turn count for him really sucks, so I'm going to put him in a high A. He's really good for the first 5 turns or whatever turn restriction, and if you get a nuke with him, it's pretty good, but other than that, he just drops down tremendously. It's not even worth it. He really gets like 4 million attack stat, which is not really that worth it to sacrifice on that whole lot of defense that he will lose throughout the turns. Next up is the Rildo. I think he's a really good card. It's just that he has no GT bosses around him for free to play. So for that instance, I'll give him an A. But I feel his potential is really, really good. All we really need is that good GT bosses, Dokkenfest, and a whole lot of more free-to-play GT bosses. And this guy is going to be really good. Trust me. He could probably breach that S tier for sure. But for now, A. So next up, we have King Vegeta. The only issue that I have with him is the fact that you have to run like an all pure Saiyans to really take use of his full passive. And the issue for free to play is that there's a lot of good Trunkses in the Vegeta's family team. If you're running a Vegeta's family, of course. If you're running pure Saiyans, then that's completely fine. But being a 50% support for pure Saiyans and Vegeta's family being a Vegeta's, it's not bad. It's not bad. I just say, one, the Vegeta's family team is not as good as the Wicked Bloodline team. So I will put him as a high A, or maybe just low S. I don't know. It's like I want to give him S because he's a 50% support. But the problem with being a Vegeta only support for 50% is that there's no Vegetas in S tier. So what? There's only this guy, which is not even that great. So it's like iffy because he has nobody to support in the free to play side, but in a pay to play side, he has a lot of options, obviously. I'm going to keep him A until I use him a little bit more. Until Vegeta's family, I feel like, is a confident, like, top 10 team. So, for now, he can go there. But that's only because the surrounding units around him aren't the greatest for free-to-play. Okay? Grandpa Gohan. I automatically put a lot of the Super Strike units in A because this is really... most of them just like raise defense already and stuff like that. This guy, I probably put him the lowest of A's. I think he's definitely better than Trunks. The only issue is you need that Kid Goku, and we're just waiting for that Kid Goku Dokkenfest. Oh, an easy A for the Int Goku, Kid Goku, to really like use this guy properly. But it's not like he needs it, but like the extra bit of stats is pretty nice. And of course, a good linking partner. I'll keep him at low A. I'll keep it at low A. I feel like soon we have to jump some of these A units down a tier because it's starting to fill up. It's starting to fill up quite a bit. So yeah, not much to say about the Grandpa Gohan. He has good potential. It's just that it's not there yet. Tien is a definite S tier. Definite S tier. I don't want to put him in Z. He'd probably be like the best of the LRs here. The quadruple super potential. The flat boost is decent enough. Problem is Lynx maybe. And the good leader skill for sure. Being a Saiyan Saga leader has good potential. But I don't want to put him in Z. I haven't really felt like he's at his optimal state yet. So I don't know what I'm waiting for. Maybe a better Saiyan Saga leader than Raditz. But yeah, it's just he's not there yet. He's just not there yet. And plus, I don't want to put him in the top 10. Alright, so let's now move on to the worldwide campaign units. Starting off with the part 1 units being Goku and Gohan. They are an S tier units. Having guard makes them automatically at least A. The dodging chances is pretty good. The heal back is really nice. Raise defense on super. And makes use of... and being in a Hybrid Saiyans, I always say this, but has potential to make Hybrid Saiyans for free to play really, really good. So for now, I would say they're in the, at least up here somewhere, maybe near Yardrat Goku status. I think pretty good. I haven't really been disappointed with them as of yet with their EZA, other than like maybe missing out on a few dodges, but that's pretty much it. It shouldn't be too hard to get 3 dodges, right? Now, the Cooler, it's pretty good. He's pretty good. Very fast stacker. Definitely a tier above the AGL Cooler. Support has faster defense growth, especially if you additionals. He's not like the perfect unit because if he would be Z tier if he had inbuilt additionals. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. If he had an inbuilt additional passive, he might have been Z tier. He might have been Z tier. I think like turn 5, he becomes like defensively viable, which is not bad for a free-to-play unit. So I give him an S tier. He obviously is lacking damage as well, but yeah, I think if he was built additional so that you can put him in the 3rd slot, because I feel like if you put him in the 3rd slot, he might be a little bit too late to be optimal in terms of the defense. So that's the only issue that I see with him. Oh, and of course, no big bad bosses. Now onto the Metal Coolers. First off, the support Metal Cooler. S tier for sure. The only problem is he doesn't link up with the LR Metal Cooler because they have the same name. But raise attack and defense, triple super attack potential. Of course, you got... I don't think any of the Metal Coolers are going to be Z tier just because you're in that situation where you have to run a Metal Cooler team to activate, you know, their passives or most of their passive, or this guy's passive at the very least. But... still very, very nice unit. But even if you don't even run this guy on a full Metal Cooler team, the fact that he's a Wicked Bloodline support and that 10% critical rate really helps out like STR Cooler as well. And I've seen some good like tanking wise after supers on him that he can tank some red zone stages. So not too bad of a unit for sure. Now we are moving on to the type coolers. I'll probably just starting off with the AGL one. The AGL one is definitely the best one, still to this day, I think. Because of that inbuilt dodges for a free-to-play unit. You know, you don't expect them to tank that well, so the fact that he can have inbuilt dodges is really, really nice. He gets good numbers. He has defense on per orb, which is amazing. So very good defensive unit, which is what you're looking for a free-to-play unit for everyone, I guess, even for me. Then we have the tech one, which I think is the worst performing one. But I'm not gonna... I don't know if it's that big of a difference to put him in A. I think you can definitely put them all in S. But I want to show that he is definitely the worst one. Although he has been one of the most useful ones because all the bosses that you verse that require Metal Coolers are AGL. So I don't know how I feel about it. Like the, Wicked Bloodline event where you have to verse the Goku, the AGL at the start, which is, you know... You kind of need this guy, but then he's not, like, the best numbers-wise. So I'm going to put him in A. There's got to be an A. You need to show which one's the best. The Int one's probably the most mid one. But on a pay-play team, he gives you a lot of heal back. So I respect him. So I will put him in the... I'll put him in the S. Because I feel like a lot of other people really do use him a lot. And then we have... the STR one, which I think is the second best one because of that support. 40% support potential is really, really good. So I'll keep him up here. And then we have the physical one, which is an okay one. Again, I haven't seen much of him because they just came out, and I haven't seen many people on Twitter use them as much as I would like. But with the defense raise and the heal back, I don't see him being too terrible, so I'll put him in the lower S as well. And I'm pretty happy with this, honestly. I am pretty happy with this tier list. Let me know what you guys are thinking. I'll quickly scroll down for you guys. If you want to leave a comment on something that I got wrong or something I should change my opinion on, let me know in the comment section down below. If you guys did enjoy today's video, remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with the notification bell on. Here we go. We're now moving on to the C. I don't really want to muck up with the C and D and Fs because there's no point, really. Yeah, so there you go. I will probably do another one of these at the end of the year. I think that's a good time, to be honest. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, stay healthy, stay safe, stay busy. Peace out. I do want to make one more change, actually. This InFreezer is probably gonna go A. The reason why is because we've really grown the events list where there's just no Goku family enemies that are tough. So he's been like a lot less useful. Back when GTLGE was like the best or the hardest event, you know, he was great. But now it's just like he's not that great anymore. So